Hey everyone, welcome back to more Commander with the Guardian Project. I'm Andy.
And I'm Mike, and we are the Guardian Project Podcast. We're a podcast that talks about all things Magic the Gathering, but mostly Commander, and you can find our podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts currently. We just released episode 90 this week as a patron deck tech, so go check that out anywhere you listen to podcasts. You can find us on Twitter at Guardian Pod, and you can find us on Instagram by searching Guardian Project Podcast.
Yeah, we just talked about Villas Broker of Blood, so go check out that crazy deck that draws all the cards. And we've got some really great guests on our stream tonight. Welcome back, Lane and Oney from the Mana Rock podcast. How are ya?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Let's go around and tell everybody what we're playing. So I had a deck request redemption on stream last week. So Noyan Dar Roil Shaper was requested to be played. So I am playing a blue-white Spellslinger deck that is going to animate my lands. I am typically going to animate one land to be very large, as opposed to all of my lands and then losing out to a single board wipe. It's a pretty slow deck, but I do like winning with Infect potentially with an Inkmoth Nexus. And I haven't played it on stream in quite a while, so I'm really excited to crack this back out. Coil, what are you playing?
I am playing a relatively new deck. This is my Svella Ice Shaper deck. The best way to describe this deck is Gruul Big Spells.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to cast big spells with Svella's activated ability of paying 8 and tapping it to look at the top 4 cards of my library and cast one of those cards for free. So just looking to abuse that ability as much as possible, copying the ability, whatever I got to do to cast big Gruul stuff and win with big Gruul stuff.
Big Gruul things?
That's right, big Gruul stuff.
Oney, what are you playing this game?
So I'm playing Goreclaw Terror of Sisma. She is my favorite green bear. So she makes my creatures with power 4 or greater cost 2 generic less to cast, so I can get my big, fat, green, dumb creatures out there a little bit faster. And also, whenever she attacks, each creature I control with power 4 or greater gets +1/+1 and gains trample until end of turn. So play Goreclaw, put out a bunch of big, dumb creatures, attack lane.
Yeah.
Swing out Lane. And Lane, what are you playing this game? Oh, you're at 17 life. We're starting with a handicap.
Yeah, I just noticed that I have to restart everything. So I'm playing Morty, whatever you say. It's basically, there's a quick little story for this. That when Countdown came out, I messaged Coil saying, like, hey, I really believe your 5-color More Fun deck probably gets a lot better. I didn't know like what tips, what things were happening. I'm like, oh, well, I want to take it my own way to see if I could. But then they spoiled Mort. So we'll just go with Mort.
I like Morty of the Frost. Morty of the Frost.
Morty of the Frost. And it's basically, so it's a green-blue Changelings deck. So think of it as like almost like a more concentrated than More Fun, trying to do its own thing, but mostly because of the Simic colors.
All right. This again, more new decks for our stream. So I am the lucky one, and I did get the die roll. Are we all ready? Yeah, to get started.
Oh yeah.
All right, I will draw for my turn then, and I am going to play an island, and then I will pass my turn.
I am going to draw for turn. Ooh. I'm going to play... Oh, man, I really want to play that card. I'm going to do it. I'm going to play this Myriad Landscape tap. I'm going to pass the turn.
I'll draw a card. I'm going to play this forest, and I'll pass the lane.
Sounds good. All right, island pass.
All right, I will draw for my turn. I am going to play a Plains, and then I'm going to play Confounding Conundrum. So when it enters the battlefield, I draw a card. And then it says, whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, if another land entered already, they return a land to their hand. And then I pass.
This deck's already beautiful, Andy. It's already beautiful.
I am going to play Snow-Covered Mountain, and I'm going to cast a Talisman of Impulse, and then pass the turn. I just played a Myriad Landscape, Andy. Come
Coil,
on now.
there was another card I was almost going to play, and it was worse, so I said I'm not doing it.
I'm going to play a Forest. I'm going to tap 2, and I'm going to play a Swiftfoot Boots, and I will pass.
Sure. Ooh, that's not what we were looking to see. I'll play a Swarm Yard, and I'll pass.
I need to pick one of those up. I will untap.
Well, with the new reprint, they're probably going to be a lot cheaper.
Yeah. I will draw for my turn. I am going to play another island, and then I'm going to pay 2 for a Mind Stone, and then I'm going to pass my turn.
I will untap and draw.
Yeah, I didn't know that Times Power Remastered just is a Modern Masters basic, just reprint city of everything people need.
I love all the cards that were reprinted. Our next episode is going to be on Times Power Remastered, and I'm so excited to talk about all these new goodies. By new, I mean reprinted goodies.
Yeah, because those are the best types. Like, we like good stuff, but we like making things cheaper too. Right?
Sure.
I'm going to tap my Talisman for a green, and then tap 2 more to cast my commander, Svella.
That's a Svella.
Play a Sheltered Thicket tapped as my land for turn, and pass.
I'll untap and draw a card. I will play a Forest. And then I'm going to play this Reclamation Sage.
Oh.
Ooh.
Now I'm going to target this Confounding Conundrum because it
Makes
is
sense.
slowing me
Mono-
down.
Yeah, a mono green deck. I can imagine that one.
Okay. It's
I
out
will
of here.
pass the turn.
I can check that off my my bucket list. Someone targets your Confounding Conundrum.
We will get that for us, and we get to play the Hairbaz Druid and pass.
All right. I will untap, draw for my turn. I am going to play a Sea of Clouds. And then I would like to pay 5, and I'm going to play out Noyan Dar. So Noyan Dar says when I cast an instant or sorcery, I can put 3 +1/+1 counters on a land I control, and it becomes a 0/0 elemental with haste. It is still a land. And then I pass.
Untap and draw. I'm going to tap 2 and cast a Gruul Signet. Yeah, might as well. Tapping into red, green. Oh, hold on. No. Tapping into red, green, and I can produce 1 more here.
1 more mana.
One more manas. I'll cast a Rada, Heir to Keld.
Ooh, that's the one
cool.
that makes mana, right, when it swings?
Yeah, you could tap it for a green, or you can swing it to add 2 red.
Okay.
I've always liked that card.
Then I will move to combat, and I'm going to swing Svella at Oney.
How large is Svella again?
2/4.
Okay. That's the perfect size for Noyan Dar to be a blocker.
I think that's
A
true.
4/4.
And then I will pass the turn after that.
All right. 1, 2, untap and draw. I'm going to play a Forest. And then I will tap 4 and I will cast my commander, Goreclaw.
All right.
And I will pass the turn.
Nice. I didn't know if you would poke anybody with that reclamation shit.
Holding it for now.
Anybody getting the poke?
We've got both of the scrap trawlers in chat. How are you guys
Wood
tonight?
Lodge. I've always wanted to talk to the scrap trawlers. Watch them out loud.
Now's your opportunity. You got their full attention.
Hi, scrap trawlers.
Ask them what artifact they would return from their graveyard to the battlefield if they have an artifact that gets destroyed, as long as it's lesser converted mana cost than the artifact that was destroyed.
Am I supposed to know what was the question again?
I was just reading the rules of scrap trawler. Scrap trawler.
Oh my gosh, so many great people. Draco Lucian's in chat. We've got Shauna and Leslie are both in chat.
Okay. All right, we're going to play Dragon's Horde.
Oh, beautiful.
Tap that MTG.
I love it.
We're going to play...
Wait, what is that?
Dragon's Horde.
What is that?
It's whenever a dragon enters on my side, I put a gold counter on it.
Okay.
And I can tap it to remove a gold counter to draw a card, or it just taps for 1 mana of any color.
Okay.
Yep. It's great.
So you're going to keep asking, well, hey, what do these cards do?
Okay.
I'm going to tap 3 for Elder Pine of Juka. That says, whenever I play a Spirit or Arcane spell, I reveal the top 3 cards and put all lands revealed that way into my hand and the rest on the bottom in any order with Soul Shift 2. Then I will pass my turn.
All right. I will untap, draw for my turn. I'm going to play a Drownyard Temple, so I can tap it for a colorless or pay 3 and return it from my graveyard to the battlefield tapped. I'm going to go ahead and play Part the Water Veil. I'm going to take an extra turn. It's not a looping deck, but I'm going to take an extra turn. And I'm going to put 3+1/+1 counters on Drownyard Temple. Yep. Chad is asking if I've killed anyone with Infect yet tonight. I have not.
But this deck can.
But this deck can, and I did explain it at the beginning of the game that it's one of my win cons. I would like to. How big is that soul shift thingy you have, Lane?
It is a 2/1.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna. Does it have Death Touch or anything?
Nope.
All right, I'm gonna swing.
Soul Shift.
I'm gonna swing at you with Noyan Dar for 4.
I will take it.
Okay. I am going to... you don't need to track the commander damage. It's never going to happen.
Just in case. We're tracking it.
Never say never. All right, I'm going to go to my second turn. Untap. Draw. I am going to play a Nimbus Maze. And then I am going to... How big is Rada, Coil?
2/2.
2/2. All right, I would like to swing Drownyard Temple at you, Coil, for 3.
I declare no blocks.
All right. I declare nothing else is happening during that, so you'll take 3.
Okay. Cool.
And then I am going to pay 2 white, and I'm going to play Tomic, Distinguished Advocist. So flying 2/3 lands on the battlefield. And land cards and graveyards cannot be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control, and your opponents cannot play lands from their graveyard. That has yet to matter, but I do got to read the whole thing. And then I'm going to pass my turn.
I will untap.
Oh, chat says it seems really funny to hear land names swinging at.
Draw. Okay.
I'm going to attack you with my Drownyard Temple.
I am going to go ahead and move to combat.
Yes.
I am going to declare Rada as an attacker at lane. When I declare Rada as an attacker, I'll add 2 red to my mana pool, and I will use it to crack my Myriad Landscape.
Yeah, I'll take the 2, right?
Yep.
Absolutely.
I'm going to grab 2 forests. Main phase 2, I'm going to tap 2 to cast a prismatic lens. And then I'm... Yeah. 2 mana artifact, taps for a colorless. I can pay 1 and tap it to add 1 mana of any color to my mana pool. Just 2 mana rock. And then I'll pass the churn after that.
Okay. I will untap.
So chat said, I wonder how Obun and Noyan Dar matchup would go. So listen, most of my spells that bounce non-lands. So I'd have to probably counter the Obun to deal with Obun.
That's true.
Just thinking out loud, most of the things that I don't have the downsides from is because my stuff is lands.
I'm going to attempt to attach these Swiftfoot boots to the Goreclaw.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to try to ramp a little bit and play a Kadama's Reach.
Well, imagine if I had Confounding Conundrum still.
I know,
Right.
right?
Wait, so what would happen if you had Confounding Conundrum?
So 2 lands would enter the battlefield. So one of them would come back to Oney's hand.
Cool.
Well,
Cool.
Yeah, one land. enters
One
the
land.
battlefield. Cultivate. Yeah.
Correct.
The second land for turn, though.
The
one that
second
goes-
land for turn would, yeah.
Yeah. The one that I'm putting in my hand, I'm actually going to play for turn because I haven't played a land yet.
That one would be put back into your hand.
I'm going to pass.
Or it just
Sure.
says return a land. So, I mean, I guess you can still get the mana from it.
Yeah. Take advantage of it if you got a Bojuka Bog, but I see no black at the table, so that's not going to
Not a one. Thinking. We'll do Riptide Laboratory.
Okay.
And then what we'll do is for this 5, we'll play the Morty to target the Hairbaz Druid, but because of on the stack for the Elder Pine, I get to reveal the top 3 and put all land cards that way into my hand. So we got Lord of the Unreal, Metallic Mimic, and the Forest.
Okay.
The other 2 will go back on the bottom.
All right.
Andy, I can tell you love what's going on here. Like this weird.
This is great. See, Lane builds the deck, and then I build a version, and then we both go our own direction with a similar commander.
And that's what I was gonna say too. I took some of that from Coil, and then Austin from CMDR 99. He built his version. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna steal it. I tweeted it out. There's a path.
Yeah.
But I stole most of it and like changed 20 cards. But
Yeah.
so it comes in with as a Hairbaz Druid with 2 extra counters. Got that. We played the land for turn and everything. I'm not mean like you guys. I'm just gonna sit back and pass.
All right, so at end of turn, I'm going to cast Clock Spinning with Buyback. So I'm going to put a +1/+1 counter on Drownyard Temple. And then I'm going to put 3 +1/+1 counters on Drownyard Temple for Noyan Dar's ability. And then this comes back to my hand. And then I will untap and draw for my turn. I am going to pay 2 and play a Thought Vessel. Which, thanks to
Nice
Commander
Pringle.
Legends, was in foil. You know what? It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, to be honest. Like, you
No?
can see, it's
Okay.
this one's not as bad as the rest, but it's also in a double sleeve deck in one of those satin towers, and it's really jammed in there. So I think it's been
Yeah.
doing some work getting flattened out. Okay, so there's that. I am going to move to combat, and I would like to swing Drownyard Temple at Coil for 7.
Yeah, no blocks.
And then I will pass my turn.
Oh, I'll take 7. You got some tricks in there. I gotta ask.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. I mean, you know that I have the mana for the clock spinning, so
Yes.
to cast it and buy it back.
I'm going to pay 3 mana to make an icy manalith with Svella.
Ooh, I like that.
And I will untap.
You really need to just print out like a token with that monolith out in the desert. I still think you need that desert.
So I forgot, because of the Moritte being played, I got to trigger the Dragon Sword as well, so I get a gold counter.
Yes, go for it.
I'm going to play Snow-Covered Forest as my land for turn. And then I am going to pass the turn.
I will untap. Draw.
I'm trying to make a bar gold, but it keeps on looking like a phallic symbol. So I'm trying to make it not look that way. We'll just put G for gold. Boom.
Let's see. I'm going to move to combat. Lane, I'm coming with Goreclaw. She will get a trigger and get +1/+1 and trample until end of turn, so she is a 5/4.
All right. I have a 2/3. It's Moritte, but it becomes... So it's still a changeling, right? So it is a copy of the Hairbaz Druid. So I'm going to block and then give it the regenerate from the Swarm Yard. So I have 3 toughness. How much am I taking?
2.
2.
Taken
Gotcha.
2. Cool, I don't like that you're sitting back with that icy manolith activation stuff happening for Svella.
I don't like that you hold up mana in a blue-white deck, so come at me.
Why are you being like me?
I'm doing it in Gruul.
Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to tap 4 and attempt to cast a Kogla the Titan Ape.
Oh, no.
What does Kogla do again when it enters?
Yeah, so whenever Kogla enters, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. And then whenever it attacks, target player, destroy target artifact or enchantment defending player controls, and I can pay 1 and a green and return a human to my hand to give Kogla indestructible.
Yes, do it, Andy. Do it.
Is that coming at? Is that gonna fight Noyan Dar? That's all I'm wondering. Maybe not. Yeah, put it on something else. Yeah?
I was thinking about fighting your Tomic.
Your Tomic? You can fight Tomic.
I will fight Tomic.
All right, Tomic has been murdered.
I'm glad Oney's dealing with all these cards that have so many words that I'm just like, remind me if I fall into the trap of it. Because I just don't know what they do. That's how I play.
Return.
I don't know if that was a good deal or not, because when it swings now, it destroys target artifact or enchantment, so it can still hit stuff, but I do need to keep my commander alive.
The more Kogla's been around, the more I really like Kogla.
I like Kogla a lot.
I think it's my favorite card from Ikoria.
Probably. I'm going to play a forest. I'm going to put my non-basics on top here.
It's definitely
I'm going to
up there.
remove that gold from the Horde to draw a card.
Did you just tap it and remove the gold? Is that how that works?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's tap, remove the gold, draw a card.
All right.
All right. We're going to do... So I don't want to tap like... We need this. Yeah, we'll do it this way. I'm going to play Orval the All-Form.
Oh.
It's the mono blue Keldheim changeling that whenever I cast insert a sorcery that targets one of my permanents, I create a token copy. As far as I know, I don't have any to do that. It is just a changeling thing.
Okay.
And if you would have made me discard it, I would have put it in.
I am jealous you have all of the showcase arts. Oh.
Yeah. So what happens here is I get the Dragon's Horde gold back.
Mm-hmm.
I get an Elder Pine trigger. And on that one is I get a forest and I show Arcane Adaptation and Rooftop Storm.
Rooftop Storm.
Oh, that card in this deck. Saucy. Real saucy.
That's fun.
That is very fun.
Oh gosh, what's the play here?
Chat saying gross.
I'm gonna tap Hairby's Druid for 3.
Okay.
We'll do with the Riptide Laboratory to just Sky Shroud claim, and then I'll pass after that.
All right. At the end of your turn, I am going to clock spinning with buyback again.
Seems good.
So that puts this at 4. Okay. I will untap and draw for my turn. Well, good grief.
Charlie Brown.
I was gonna get 2
Good
forests.
grief, Charlie Brown. I'm going to play a Hallowed Fountain untapped and lose 2 life. And then I am going to move to combat, and I am going to swing at Oney for 10. I'm going to swing my Drownyard Temple, which is a 10-10.
Doesn't have like evasion or anything, does it?
It does not.
Okay. I'm gonna stick my little reclamation sage in front of it.
All right. And then after that, I'm just going to pass my turn.
At the end of your turn,
Yes.
I'm gonna pay 8 to activate Svella.
Okay.
And holding priority, I'm gonna tap Rada for 1 green to attempt to resolve a Worldly Tutor.
Ooh.
Coil, why are you like that?
I want to make sure you use all of your mana on your turn, Andy.
I'm going to pay 4, and I'm going to Cryptic Command, so to counter that, and then I'm going to return Svella to your hand.
Okay, so the Svella activation will still be on the stack.
Correct. I'm going to put 3 +1/+1 counters on this. I mean, I guess I just... Oh, this is where it gets difficult. I mean, I guess I put it here. 6 and 1.
And then I will look at the top 4.
Mm-hmm.
I will choose not to cast any of these cards
All right.
and put them on the bottom of the library.
Perfect. Thank you for not casting them.
You're welcome. Draw for turn. I will play this forest as my land for turn. Ooh. Choices. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Zendikar Resurgent.
That's a good card. I have
Great
no
card.
responses.
I have no responses either.
Ooh. I have a Swarm Yard up.
And it's a good thing that there's a Kogla that can swing and destroy an enchantment on swing.
Oh, that's true. Because I have my Morty to tap, but changelings don't run all those counter spells. Others.
Because Zendikar Resurgent is that is what we call an actual threat.
Yes.
Unlike the 13/13 on your side of the
I mean, it can be
battlefield there.
blocked. It can be chumped.
I'm gonna tap these 2 lands for 4 mana, and I'm gonna cast Svella. I'm gonna keep up a red mana.
Okay.
I'm gonna draw 1 card because of Zendikar Resurgent.
Yeah.
I have a really weird question, Andy.
Yes.
I know it probably says this, but Noyan Dar, it's the Drowning Yard Temple is still a land no matter what, right?
It is still a land no matter what.
That's all I'm asking.
Yes.
After that, I'm just gonna pass the turn.
Yeah, bounce all non-land permanents will not hit the Drown Yard Temple.
Yeah, that's what
That is.
I don't have those. I'm playing cards like Whelming Wave. We're not doing all non-lands.
Okay.
We're doing like crack and stuff. Like we're not doing those things.
Oh, Dan in chat just asked, what's more terrifying and even better than a Calamity Bear? 7 Calamity? Was it 7 or was it 9? How many Calamity Bears? 6?
It was a lot. I don't remember.
That's a lot.
It was enough
It was
Calamity
7
Bears that
or
we
9.
took over 1,500 damage each. So it was 9. Okay, chat says 9.
Yeah.
That video will be out on our YouTube channel this upcoming week. So everybody should go watch that. That was crazy. It was a Brutaclad deck. Yes, it was a Brutaclad deck that made 9 Calamity Bears.
Yep.
So I think I'm going to move to combat.
Mm-hmm.
Coil.
Yes.
I will not destroy your Zendikar Resurgent if you do not do shenanigans to me for at least a turn.
Whoa!
Deal.
Oh no.
Lane,
Whoa!
I'm going to swing
I hate
Cobra
this.
at you, targeting your Dragon's Horde.
You son of a bitch.
The Moritte of the
Yeah.
Frost, are those counters on Moritte of the Frost?
It gets 2 from itself.
Okay.
It's 2/1/1 counters when it enters.
Okay.
But it is a 0/1 because it copied my Harbaz Druid. So it's a 7/6, no trample, right? Just
Yeah, no trample.
yeah, I'll regenerate though.
Sure.
How dare you take out the Dragon's Horde?
Second main phase,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to attempt to cast a Kodama of the East Tree.
That is a good spell.
That also.
I didn't know till this week there was other directions of Kodama. I thought that was the only direction.
I did too until we went back and looked it up. And there was like a Kodama of the West tree.
Yep.
It turns out this was the first really good one.
I almost put the Westry in this deck because it's like whenever you cast Spirit or Arcane that pumps your team. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe I can-
Let's
I think you can get a better effect from wizards, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also going to tap 2 and attempt to cast this Galta Primal Hunger for 2 mana.
Ooh.
Or is it center tree? Oh, it's south, north, and center. West is not a tree yet.
No
So
west
weird.
side yet.
Are you sneaking anything in with, or is that still on the stack?
This is still on the stack waiting for responses. If anyone
Yeah,
has any.
I don't have
How many
one.
how many cards do you have in your hand, Oney?
4 currently.
Wow.
I'm excited to see the land come off of your 12 CMC creature with the Kodama trigger.
So with the trigger, I'm going to put a Guardian Project into play.
Hey,
Hey,
we
how can I
can't
be
remove
mad?
it or counter it. That's the rule.
I will pass the turn.
And there
so
was
mad.
much rejoicing.
So mad you get rid of my Dragon's Horde.
I'm sorry, Lane.
I needed to draw cards. That was my like once every 2 turns.
Boards are
All right,
just
never
getting
mind. I'm-
scary, period, at this point.
What is? Sorry?
I said boards, just period, are getting scary at this point.
Yeah.
I wish I had more going on, I'll be honest. I only have 3 cards in hand. And I've cast one of the spells in my hand twice already.
we'll cast Vanquisher's Banner.
Ooh, what are you naming?
That's a really great question. So
that's getting reprinted in Time Spiral, by the way, with old art.
That looks fantastic. I think I'm gonna name Centaurs.
Centaurs.
You've got a centaur in your hand. Let's be honest here.
I don't have any creatures in my hand. I just want to name because I'm afraid if I name a very menacing one, that it almost then what he could have so many of those. So I think this is a non-menacing call from the Vanquisher's Banner.
Yes. We usually reference eyeballs when we want to do something like that.
I think there's 3 eyes.
There are 3, and then there was a card that pumps all eyes, right? That's.
I'm gonna look up creature type eye right now.
I'm gonna play Icon of Ancestry, but this one's gonna name allies.
All right.
Okay.
Oh yes, there's the Evil Eye of Orms by Gore, which made me think of a shop. Orms by Gore. The Evil Eye of Urborg and Spy Eye from Unhinged? Unstable. No, Unstable.
I will pass.
Chairs by Andy. Oh, Plaid and that is what I said. Chairs by Andy. All right, I'm going to cast Clock Spinning with Buyback, but I am going to actually put 1 counter on Moritte of the Frost, and then I'm going to put 3 counters on this creature. This goes to 4. So your Moritte of the Frost gets 1 extra +1/+1 counter.
Sweet.
I will draw for my turn.
It's a 3/4 now.
Well, it's getting pumped from the Vanquisher's Banner and the Icon because it still has the Changeling
fair
moniker.
So it's a 5/6.
Sure. I haven't done the math yet.
I'm going to play a Plains. Then I'm going to move to combat, and I am going to swing 16 at Coil.
Block with Svella.
Okay.
It's a pretty easy decision.
Yes. And then I am going to pay 2, and I'm going to play Overburden. Whenever a player puts a creature into play, they return a land to their hand.
Okay.
Cool.
And then I will pass my turn.
Untap and draw for turn. So my lands tap for double.
I don't like that, Coil.
Stomping Ground untapped and take 2. You've got mana up. You're fine.
I have 2 cards in hand and 1 is Clock Spinning.
Yeah. What's the other one?
I wish it was Cyclonic Rift or something.
I think now's the time to do this.
Very menacing. Very menacing.
So we'll go 3, 4, 5. We'll keep Abrata. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. We're gonna do it like that. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cast an Insurrection.
You said you weren't touching Oney stuff.
I'm not going to hit Oney.
All right. I am going to tap Mind Stone and sacrifice it to draw a card.
Okay.
I am going to tap 2, and I am going to cast 2 arms, and I am going to untap all creatures I control and draw a card.
Okay.
If I'm already dying, I'm already dying, right? So I'm going to put 3 counters on Nimbus Maze.
I do have whenever you pass like some type of priority, Andy, I do have.
Sure. Okay, so I'll activate the Nimbus Maze, or Noyan Dar on Nimbus Maze. So I'm going to untap all creatures I control, and then draw a card. After that, I'm going to pass my priority.
All right, I have a really, really weird question.
Okay.
If I turn all of my things into a Drown Yard Temple with no counters, they just die, right? Unless it's Morty.
Yeah.
Or if they're lands, right? Like, would they just be the lands?
If you're turning them into a copy of target creature, they will turn into just lands.
They don't turn into 0/0s?
They don't. That's the reason I took out one of the cards that was in this deck that turns all creatures into target creature.
Sweet.
Gotcha.
Then we're definitely going to do that.
Okay.
So I got tapping the Morty for, let's say, triple blue. I got Absorb Identity.
What is
which
that?
is I return target creature to its owner's hand, and all my shapeshifters become a copy of that creature.
So Drown Yard Temple's coming back to my hand, and then all your creatures become Drown Yard Temples?
Sure do.
Okay.
All of your shapeshifters become Drown Yard Temples.
Correct. So these two will be Drown Yard Temples.
I guess.
And I have.
In response to that, then, I'm going to tap Nimbus Maze for 1 mana, and I'm going to Swords to Plowshares Galta.
Yeah, I like what's happening.
There you go.
And I'm
just gonna basically end cycle with that last blue for Ash Barrens while we
put 3 +1/+1 counters, I guess, on Nimbus Maze. Because is it you may? It's you may. I'm not going to put counters on a creature for that spell. And then you gain 12 life, Oney. Oh yeah, okay, you're at 50.
All right, then the Insurrection will go down.
So I'll untap all of your creatures and gain them all.
So the Orvar is the only thing I get to kind of keep because it's the land. Since the Morty still has the 3+1/+1 counters, it'll be a Drown Yard Temple with 3+1/+1 counters for right.
That's
now.
right.
Chat says, this is the weird magic stuff that got me into Commander. Yes, Mav the
Same.
Queen, 100%. Okay, so for me, you have a 4/4 and a 3/3.
Yes.
For me, you have a 2/1, a 0/1, and a 3/3.
And you have a 6/6, a 7/6, and a 4/3 from me.
No, yours are just lands, Lane. Unless they have a +1/+1 counter on them.
Well, only my shapeshifters.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
So
So
yes,
it was
yes,
the
yes.
Orvar and the Morty, but since the 1+1 counters,
Yes, yes,
that's
yes.
why Orvar is right here, right now,
Okay.
for those things.
Kodama is 6, Kogla is 7, Goreclaw is 4, but if Goreclaw attacks, everything's going to get +1/+1 as long as they are power 4 or greater.
Correct. They'll get trample as well.
Which Moriette is not 4 power. That land is so Noyan Dar will get trample. And that's it. Not that anyone has. It'll get the +1/+1 is really what is more important. So there's 7 plus 8 is 15. 15 plus 5 is 20. 23. 24, 25, 26, 28. I have 32 damage plus whatever Lane has with his 2 small creatures. Zero
Connected
and
will be
2.
2. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have 34 damage to swing right now. And I said I wasn't going to swing at Oney.
Notice how I'm very quiet. Like, you can kill me.
It's true. We are going to swing Kodama and Kogla. So that's 7 plus 8 once Goreclaw is swinging. So for 15, we'll swing that at Andy.
15.
Yeah, we're going to swing Goreclaw Noyan Dar and the 3/3 at lane. So that'll be 10, 11, 12, 13. And then we'll swing the other 2 at lane 2. So we'll just do what, 15 each?
Yep.
And then you have a Kogla trigger.
Oh yeah.
Destroy target artifact or enchantment, right on swing.
Yeah, we'll destroy your overburden, Andy.
It's out of here.
Cool.
You are no longer overburdened. You are just burdened.
Burden. Yeah.
All right, how does Kodama read exactly? Whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under control, if it wasn't put on the battlefield with this ability, you may put a target permanent card with equal or lesser converted mana cost from your hand on the battlefield. Okay.
Shauna from Tap That MTG says, I love it when Galta goes away. Leslie's hurt me with that creature so many times. That was one of my more useful Swords to Plowshares.
So I will tap 6 mana in my second main phase.
Okay.
And I am going to cast an Aurora Phoenix. Cast trigger, it has Cascade.
Okay.
So it's a 6 mana Cascade 5/3 flyer that says whenever I cast a spell of Cascade, return Aurora Phoenix from my graveyard to my hand. So cast trigger, I'm going to draw a card from Zendikar Resurgent. And then I am going to Cascade from 6 CMC. So we're going to get a Lithoform engine. So Lithoform engine is going to enter the battlefield, and it's going to trigger Kodama. I'll choose not to put a card from my hand out into the battlefield. And then I'm going to tap this Sheltered Thicket for a red and a green. And I'm going to cast a Zerta Druid. Cast trigger Zendikar Resurgent, I'll draw a card.
Okay.
Enter the battlefield trigger. I will choose not to do anything with it.
How many cards do you have in hand?
3.
Oh, okay.
And then I have 3 mana left that I could use. That's going to be it for me. I'm going to move to end step, and everyone's permanents are going to return to their control.
Okay, I do have a question before. Did you attack with my druid?
The 0 power?
Yeah. Like, do you want to say you did? Are you good with me just having it?
No, you can have it untapped. I didn't attack with it.
All right, so at the end of turn, I am going to use the Orvar and the mana to spin the Icon of Ancestry.
Okay.
So look at the top 3, and I can reveal a creature that is an ally. It was a whiff. It was Double Island.
Oh, no.
And Summoner. And then because of that, Orvar goes back up. And then, and then everything else is good.
Cool.
That Zerta Druid, though, that's an all-star card.
Great.
Give it 5 turns.
I'll draw a card.
I was wondering why I had 2 lands in my hand. That Drown Yard Temple came back to my hand. Okay.
That's why I was asking for the Cyclonic Rift, because I was wanting someone to Cyclonic Rift, so for me to do the sneaky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That would have done it too. It took me a while to realize that one. I've definitely misplayed this deck. Someone Cyclonic Rifted and I returned my animated lands, and I should not have.
With that not happening too often, it's not usually.
Very uncommon.
I'm gonna tap 6. I'm gonna attempt to cast a Craterhoof Behemoth.
Man, that would have been a way cooler Absorb Identity. Man.
Yeah. I pass.
Yeah, so I'll have a Kodama and a Guardian Project trigger.
Yes.
I'll draw from Guardian Project first. And then with the Kodama trigger, I will put a Thunderfoot Bailoff.
This is so good.
Oh my god.
Let's see. So all of these have +4/+4 right now, except for the Thunderfoot, and then an additional +2 from the Thunderfoot.
Mm-hmm.
And then whatever you pump with Goreclaw.
Yes.
Are we just dead again?
Might be.
I think we might be.
All right. So this can't attack. This does not have haste.
And that came in after the Crater Hoof came in.
Yeah, that was from the Kodama trigger.
Right.
Yeah. Correct. So, So
How did you have the mana for Crater Hoof? Am I missing something?
Goreclaw reduced it by 2.
Oh, that's dumb. Yep.
Yep.
That's why I play the card lane. So let's see. This is 9, 10, 11. It'll be 12 from Goreclaw. So I'm gonna send. Crater Hoof is gonna go at Coil. Kodama is going to go at Andy. Kogla is also going to go at Coil.
Oh, boo.
And Goreclaw is going to go at...
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
I'm going to send this at Andy as well.
Yeah.
Me? Wait, am I gonna die?
I don't think so.
So let's see. So Andy, you have 11. Let's see. Math is hard. So 6 and then +1 is 7. 8, 9, 10, 11.
Plus-
and then +2 from Thunderfoot. So you got 13 from Kodama.
Uh-huh. So I'd be at 10 from that.
And then 11 from Goreclaw.
Yeah, I'm dead.
And then you have an attack trigger with Kogla. I assume you're targeting Zendikar Resurgent, but there are 3 very nice mana rocks here, just in case.
Or the Lithoform engine.
Or the Lithoform engine.
True. I think I am going to target the Zendikar Resurgent.
As a wise decision.
Before damage, I am going to clock spinning to put another counter on Moritte of the Frost. I am going to activate, or I'm going to put this counter on, or I guess before damage. So I have a Sea of, or I'm going to put it on this island. Does that keep me alive at like 1 now?
Yeah, I think it does.
I think so.
So
How much is coming at
it was
Oney?
13 and 11. That's 24.
So 12 from Crater Hoof Coil, and then
12 from Kogla, or 13 from Kogla.
14 from Kogla.
26. Put me to 1.
I'm gonna block the just one of them, and I'm gonna go to 2 because it's 24 damage coming at me, and I'm preventing 3 of it. So I'll take 21 and go to 2.
And
I'm going to. Oh my gosh, should I triple block?
Oh man, if I could get an Absorb Identity back to hit the Thunderfoot bait.
I'll absorb 5 of it by blocking with Rada and my Aurora Phoenix.
Okay.
And I'll go to 6.
Second main phase. I will play this forest. Kodama trigger, and I will not put anything onto the battlefield.
By choice.
By choice. Exactly.
I actually missed a Guardian Project trigger, but I will let it go.
Oh, just draw it. Just draw then.
Because I didn't trigger it from whenever Thunderfoot got put in from Kodama.
Yeah, if you have a land, you can put it in now then with that Kodama.
It is not a land, so it still stays in hand.
Perfect.
Okay, I'm going to tap the Druid for Riptide Laboratory to bounce back the Orvar for now. And we'll go to my turn. See, and here's the thing with Morty. Morty doesn't have to be a creature, but it just does have to be something on my side.
Right.
I don't need more Vanquisher's banners or...
Do you play Mirage Mirror in that deck?
I think I do. I was thinking about it just because, like, things like that, because that was the struggle with Morty, was always, like, what to trigger.
Right.
But that has been... This is a... I think it's in the maybe board. What does this do? Okay. So we'll play an island.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to tap the 4 to play the Orvar again, and we have some triggers. So we get the Vanquisher's Banner and the Elder Pine, so just because I'll draw first.
Okay.
Ooh, cool. And then I will do the Elder Pine. We got Wizard's Retort, Forest, Priest. So we get the Forest.
Wizard's Retort.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have some counterspells. They're just a little spicy.
Yeah, I haven't seen a single one really. The only one that I saw, no, I guess I did see Cryptic Command. That's the one that I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have like, last time I had counted it was like 12.
Had you not had that Cryptic Command, I would have cascaded 4 times on that trigger.
I'm glad I had it.
Were you getting Apex Devastator?
Of course I was getting Apex Devastator.
For 3, I'm going to play Bearers of Litjara.
Oh.
It's the Shapeshifter... the Shapeshifter one. So it says, I created 2/2 blue Shapeshifter token with that's the Changeling. And then the next one is any number of my Shapeshifters can become 4/4 base power toughness. Then the last chapter is choose up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. Each creature with 4 or greater power 4 or greater deals damage to that permanent for each one that we have. But it is the one. So we got the 2/2 Shapeshifter.
So what's the story? What's the story behind the Bears of Litjara? Like, were they bears that got transformed into whatever they wanted, or were they shapeshifters that got turned into bears?
Yes.
No, I need to know.
I have no idea. I don't know what's going on. I just made a squiggly line.
It's the strongest bear I've ever seen.
It is a strong bear. So we'll put like kind of the shapeshiftery things over here, and I gotta put the counter on the bear, and then this is only cast, so not the ETB. So we got the first chapter, and then play is cast, correct? Was that what it was changed to, right?
Correct.
Correct.
Play and cast are 2 different things.
Okay, what is play?
Play, you can play lands. Casts, you can't play lands.
I didn't know if it would trigger because the 2/2 wouldn't trigger the Elder Pine, right? Is all I was wondering. Because it was an ETB from, it was just a create.
Correct.
Yeah.
It just entered. It was not played.
So I can do that, but that's just so much mana.
I need to draw a spell and not a land again. We'll see what I can do on my next turn. It depends. We are in top deck mode here.
I'm not too far off from where you're at, Andy.
Oh, the worst part is that stupid elf is gonna kill me. It takes out half my life by tapping for mana.
I'll tap the Hairbaz Druid, and then my 2 remaining lands are Cicero the Anointed.
Oh, snake stuff.
Ooh,
yes, that's the one that they draw when they connect.
Yep, and they get 2+2.
All right.
Oney, I hate that. Oh my gosh. I think I just need blockers. This is the sad point. Like, I got some big boys, but all right, Andy, I will just pass from now.
Eek. Okay.
Because I need big blockers.
Teamwork, Andy. Andy, teamwork.
Listen. The spell will determine if I can be on the team. I'm gonna draw.
Okay, just try not to kill me. We can work together.
Sure.
You're the one that played the Zertai Druid that halves his life total.
I don't have to do anything.
That's
with
true.
Oh, that's
yeah,
true.
that's true. That's
It could
true.
be a
All right.
blocker.
All right, I'm gonna play this Drownyard Temple. I will pass because I also need blockers.
I also need blockers. There's another good reason why I don't want to tap this for mana. Untap and draw.
Oh, I just read the Bears of Littjara. The 4/4 to the base is permanent.
Oh.
Not know that. Yeah, spicy number.
The Bears of
Yeah.
Littjara.
All shapeshifters turn into.
Does anyone in chat know the story of the Bears of Littjara?
We're gonna play a mountain as my land for turn.
I think they were bears, and then they didn't want to be bears. Is what the kind of the story tells on the picture. That's all from.
Are you
Picture
saying they
reading.
couldn't bear it anymore?
They could. Yes, some would say that.
I noticed how you paused there for a second. Don't worry, I can do worse. 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna tap 7.
Yes.
And I'm going to cast a Silver-clad Ferocidons. It's an 8/5 dinosaur with Enrage that says whenever Silver-clad Ferocidons is dealt damage, each opponent sacrifices a permanent. With this spell on the stack, I'm going to tap 4 and activate my Lithoform engine to copy target permanent spell I control.
So you're gonna get 2 of those.
I'm going to get 2 Silver-clad Ferocidons.
I don't feel like we're on the same team though, because we're not helping each other in the same way.
If
So
I
what is it?
had
What's the
spells-
enraged stack thing?
if it takes damage, each opponent has to sacrifice a permanent.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with
I am not okay with this.
that.
More importantly, it's an 8/5 dinosaur. And then that is going to be the end of my turn.
Oh,
I will say, since you put this dinosaur, my greatest absorb identity was on a Gishath to then turn my 1 into a Gishath to try to get changelings off my deck.
Okay.
Andy, I feel like when I tell you stories like that, you're trying to wrap your head around the weirdness. You're like, yeah, that's that can happen.
I'm doing the math problems in my head.
Draw.
Yes.
See, the only problem with these enraged triggers is they'll go on the stack as I die. Although, I guess, do triggers stay?
I think everything
I don't
disappears.
think on the stack. Yeah, I think like when on the stack, like whatever. But
Oney, would you
We
like
got
to
no more
make a deal?
oh,
what type of deal?
The one where you don't kill me this turn, but I think I can guarantee you kill the other 2?
what?
I don't think he's going to have much trouble doing 2 damage, though, right?
No, but I think it'll get the 17 and the 6 guaranteed. I just ask that I don't get taken out in that same swing.
If he has the ability to kill everyone with one swing, would you be okay with him doing that?
No, give me second place. We're fighting for second here.
I thought we were teamworking this.
That went real fast.
I didn't draw a thing that was going to really be conducive to teamwork is the problem.
I drew that land that I played, so I feel you.
What do you think, Oney?
I think I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that? All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pay 3, and do I want to do this way? Sure, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to pay 3, and I'm going to return Craterhoof Behemoth to your hand.
Ooh.
Okay.
Just kill Andy for doing that now.
No, I died first last time. No.
Right.
I'm
Should have just tapped that druid. We could have just killed him.
I'm gonna put three counters here.
I can still tap this druid for 1.
Yes, you
If I
can.
could shot that last one damage. Ooh.
Okay, well, I'm gonna tap 6 mana, and I'm gonna cast this Craterhoof Behemoth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guardian Project trigger, and then Kodama trigger. I will put a Garrick's Uprising onto the battlefield.
Okay.
So it enters. I have creatures with power 4 greater. I will draw a card. All my creatures have trample, and then whenever I cast a creature spell with power 4 greater, I draw a card.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's do some attacking. So these will all get +5/+5 from the Craterhoof, and then an additional 2 from Thunderfoot, and then 1 from Goreclaw. So everything is getting +7/+7. Sorry, +8/+8. So let's swing the.
I mean, there is a lot of stuff that's happening. I mean, Coil does have big blockers. I mean, there is that. I mean, you guys do have large creatures.
I have 11 total toughness to block with. I'm dead.
It's how he separates the attacks.
Correct.
Right? It all depends on.
It does matter.
Because I do have kind of large lads.
What's the total toughness that you have on your board, Lane?
So from my changelings are getting 4/4, and then Mort has an additional 4. Morty, the Mort, so it's 8, and then so 15. I have like 19 to block, like nothing crazy, but it is like a separate, like.
And you have about 50 power to swing with, Oney.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
trying to divide.
I think that's enough to.
Oh, I forgot my other things. I was just adding up my changelings. Like I do have. So I have like 20, but it is literally throwing every single thing under. And that's if I did my math correct, because Lord knows that.
All right.
That doesn't happen.
So I've got a 15/14 coming at lane that has an attack trigger.
That will weaken everything. Yeah.
That will weaken everything, yes.
Yeah,
We got 15. I'm just going to add it over here to see how much.
A 13/13 Thunderfoot Baloth. 12.
Any two creatures at me will get me.
Yeah. A 12, 11. Goreclaw also at lane, and then Kodama and Craterhoof at Coil.
Sure.
How much is the Goreclaw?
12.
Okay. So that's a 40 coming at me.
Yeah. And then with the attack trigger lane, I will kill your banner that's pumping stuff.
Sure. My Centaur banner. Gone. Okay. So, Coil, you have no shenanigans, right? Are we just going to blocks and then...
That would be correct. No shenanigans going to blocks.
Sure. I'm going to try to do some math here.
Big swings,
I'm going to die, and I think you are too, Lane.
I think so. I got to block 24. Is what my math kind of rounds out to. So let's see how much I have here. So I got the 4 toughness, 5, 6, 7. So then the 14, and then 5, 6, 8, 2, 3, 5, 3. All right, I figured out how to do it. All right. So if my math's correct, and I block with these 4 things,
okay,
like in a non-way, because I don't think I can kill anything, right? Like all yours is like super huge. That I go to 1.
Tap my Zerta Druid in response.
Okay, let's read because I think I did think I hold on. Let me read it because I may be.
I'm gonna end up blocking with my Druid and then tapping it. So technically that hasn't happened yet.
sure.
So you're I absorb 24. So let's do the math together. So let's make sure I'm a big dumb. So this shapeshifter is 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
That's 5 being absorbed.
Okay.
This shapeshifter is 3, 4, 5, 6. So what did I say the first one was?
You're at 11, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
Andy, I'm hoping you can do this better math than I can. So 4.
I'm relying on Coil
5,
here.
7 blocked.
11 plus 7, 18.
Okay, and then 22.
Okay, I can't represent a 22 on a 20-sided die, but 22.
So you're attacking with 40.
Coil, you need to make magic happen for a 22-sided die.
So I'm blocked because I can't throw the Elder Pine, but if we lose everything, we lose everything. So what would that put me at? Would that put me at 2?
22 minus 40.
22
40
minus
22.
40. That's 18 damage coming through. You're at -1.
Yeah, that looks. Yeah, the math is correct there. Yep.
I mean, you can block
Sure.
with your 2/1 and be at Exacxes.
Yep.
Yep.
Makes the sense. All right.
I'm gonna put 1 Silverclad Ferocidon on Kodama and 1 Silverclad Ferocidon on Craterhoof, and I'll put Zerta also on Kodama, and then I'll tap Zerta Druid for 4 damage.
I'm going to lose half my life right now. To a Zerta Druid. I'm at 1.
Yeah, damage will happen. I will die. My my enraged triggers go on the stack, and then are exiled from the stack because I'm no longer in play.
Okay.
I will pass the turn.
All right. I gotta try and draw a card now.
Cyclonic Rift.
Wouldn't that be
for another
glorious?
20 minutes?
I'm gonna draw. It was not. I'm gonna play Plains. I'm gonna play a Murmuring Mystic. And then I'm gonna move to combat I'm going to bring you back down below starting life total. I'm going to swing at you for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to bring you 2 starting life. I'm swinging at you for 10.
All right.
I pass my turn with 0 cards in hand. I did not draw an answer.
Yeah. I just want to see, and I'm gonna
Go
do
for
some
it.
for
Go
6.
for it. Show us what you have.
Let's go get. God Eternal Ronos.
Oney's like, if I'm swinging, there will be pumps no matter what happens.
And then attack you with everything, Andy.
That happens. I assume you destroy this thought vessel in the process, and then I'm out of here. You only needed to do 1. Nice game. Oh my gosh.
Game.
I don't know when I had an answer coming up. Coastal Breach, 2 turns, Coastal Breach. I don't know how much it would have saved me, but that was very good. Well, thank you guys for joining us on stream tonight. This was a lot of fun. Can you tell everybody once again who you are and where they can find you online?
Sure. So we are the Mana Rock Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Mana Rock Podcast, and you can find me on Twitter at OneyMTG.
You can find me on Twitter at Lane the Main. You can find me on TikTok as well, putting out those 30-second deck techs. The deck of the day was Moritte today. Find the 30-second deck tech at Lane the Main on TikTok. Guys, thanks for having us. This was a blast.
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That Moritte deck, it was starting to
It was
things.
close, right? Like
Yes.
there was things happening, and like that's all. And I never want to win, and I tell people this: I don't care if I win. I just want the deck to feel like it can win, right? Like one of those, like it just feels like if one quick turn. The Absorb Identity, I think that card is so fun. Like it just makes for fun little games.
I didn't see that coming, returning a land creature to my hand to prevent an insurrection.
It turned my creatures into lands. So
It definitely saved one of your lives. That's for sure.
Was it all going to come at me, Coil? I'm curious. I assume so.
No, I was gonna split it up.
Were you? Okay.
Yeah, I was still gonna split it up, but I was gonna get you down to a much lower life total.
I mean, you did 15 at what? Me and Lane. So
Yeah,
that was a really good play.
Yeah, it would have been like a little over 20 to each of you, I think.
Right. Well, everyone, we'll be back next week with more Commander gameplay every Thursday, and all of the links to these decks, we'll collect them and post them in the show notes below if you want to check this out on YouTube at a later date. So we'll be back next week.